this is zipper by the yard, and it's invisible zipper. You can buy it either as a 5 or 10 yard piece. You can do 25 too, of course, but the easiest way is either 5 or 10 yards, and it comes with the pulls on it. So a 5 yard piece has 10 pulls on it. And the way, this is number 4, and the way you can tell that is it usually, the pull on the back doesn't have anything in the box. This is a number 2 invisible zipper, and see there's writing in the box, but you can also tell that the pull is just a little bit smaller on the back. And then this is a number 6, and see how much bigger that is, because of course it goes on the teeth. And then on the front, the pull of a number 6 looks a little bit different also. So just a little FYI so that you can kind of decide what you've got in your hand, because you can buy all 3, number 2, number 4, and number 6, by the roll from me and cut it off to size. But we're going to use 4 today because that's the best in pillows. And honestly, I'm starting to use this a lot in bridal gowns, and it seems to go well in bridesmaids' dresses and in bridal gowns also. It's a little bit stronger than the number 2. And remember that the number 2, the number 4, and the number 6 is the width of the teeth, millimeter-wise. So anyway, you get it by this, and you have to pull down your pull to the piece where you're going to use the zipper. And how I do that is that I measure off how much zipper I want, whatever that is. And I usually put a pin through the tape, like this. And then I take one of my pulls, it'll take a second, and I pull the pull down past the pin. And then I cut it off. And normally, once you get good at this, you don't need the pulls put on first. You actually put the zipper in first and then put the pull on. So this is my simulated dress, and there is a seam right here with a facing. I've stay stitched the facing, and I'm going to start my zipper just a little bit down from the seam. And I'm using long stitches. I'm about 1/4 of an inch down from the seam, and you'll see why in just a second. And I'm just simply going to stitch in the tape to position my zipper. And I always want my pull down below where I want to stitch. And that's why you need just a little bit extra, so that you can pull this down when you get ready to stitch it. Then the other side, basically what I do is I figure out exactly where I want this seam to be on both sides. And I pin my zipper into position on the other side. And then I don't like to use a lot of pins, so I very carefully position my zipper and stitch up the other side. Again, this is not a finished stitch, this is just to get it into position. And I'm going to stop again 1/4 of an inch from where my seam starts. Now then, so it's in on both sides. Like that. Now all I'm going to do is I'm just going to open up my zipper. Now a lot of people have problems with the zipper pull coming off. Honestly, I just put a pin in there just to remind me. I'm going to open this up, and then I'm going to notice I'm not using a zipper foot. I mean, I'm using a zipper foot, but not a invisible zipper foot. I'm just going to roll the teeth down and stitch in the ditch. And as I get to the top, where I want my zipper to end, being very careful, I fold it back and stitch it over. I'm going to do the exact same thing on the other side. And then all you do is fold your facing down, your zipper in, and then you're going to hand stitch your facing in place behind on the zipper. Okay? So here's the other side. I'm folding it in, and then I'm pulling the teeth out. And then to affix it at the bottom, I'm going to zip this up just a little tiny bit. So here's what it looks like on the outside, minus fuzzballs. And what I'm going to do now is that I'm going to turn it back and I'm going to stitch it right here to finish it. So the real tricky part is to try to get it flat and the zipper away. And on my Bernina I can change where my needle is. And then I'm going to finish my seam, whatever type of seam it is, whether it's a back seam or a side seam. And that's all you have to do to install an invisible zipper. It's stitched together. You pull it up to the top. Of course, you cut everything off. And you're done. Now then, when I'm putting this in a slipcover, instead of ending at the skirt like that, what I do with a slipcover is I open up my skirt seam right here, like that. And instead of folding my zipper over, I lay it down flat, and then I stitch my skirt over the top. And then when you pull it up, it pulls all the way up to where the skirt is attached.